Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I told y'all I had something special for the people tonight. I need everybody to hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our guest today together. You understand? Is the first woman to ever grace the stage at Flight Sports TV. This is truly a groundbreaking, history in the making moment right now. And I don't think nobody should take this for granted. You understand? We don't know the young women that'll be inspired by this interview today. You understand? It's Flight Sports TV. So without further ado, let me welcome Miss Holly Heat to the building. It's Flight Sports TV. How you feeling?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. And I feel so honored to be the first woman that you had. I hope I can make like a good impression.
Yeah, you definitely will. I believe so, because like I said, everybody knows about you in some form or fashion, believe it or not. You understand? You got a lot of things on the things are cooking. I took a I just took a glimpse into what it looked like you cooking up, and it's something crazy, and we're gonna get into all of that, So before we get into that, where are you from? Introduce yourself to the people, let us know what's going on.
So my name is Holly Heat. Of course, that's not my government name, but Holly Heat, and I'm actually from Galveston, Texas. But if you don't know that, then it's about 50 miles south. It's actually an island 50 miles south of Houston, Texas. I am the Holly Heat on Instagram, Holly Heat on Snapchat, Holly Heat on Facebook, but I'm currently in Facebook jail. So yeah. I am passionate about basketball is my main sport, football, trying to get in a little more boxing and different sports. So I'm open to the whole sports world, really. And baseball, of course, I'm, Houston Astros, and I don't need to hear any hate about that.
Yeah, the Astros are cool. And you say you're a Texans fan as well?
So I have a little toxic relationship going on with the Houston Texans, but as probably most Texans fans do right now. But I'm gonna stay true to my home team and just hope for the best. I don't have a lot of high hopes for this season, but I really enjoy going to games and stuff. So we're just gonna see how this shakes out.
It's gonna be cool. Like I said, you got Dak Prescott coming from the injury. Ezekiel Elliott, he lost some weight. No,
not the Cowboys.
Oh, pardon me. You say you're not a Cowboys fan?
I might be like the number one Cowboys hater, to be honest with you.
Oh wow!
I'm like chairman.
My bad. I thought
of the Cowboys haters like club.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a huge Cowboys fan. I'm a fellow New York, but I'm a Browns fan. I was a Browns fan before Odell Beckham Jr., dating back to Johnny Manziel. So okay. I go that far with the Browns.
Johnny Manziel went to Texas A&M, and I went to Texas A&M. So gig 'em.
What?
Yeah. So
y'all bumped into each other?
No, I'm older than that. I'm older than him.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy. Texas A&M. Shout out to Texas A&M.
Yeah, Giga Maggies.
Yeah. So let's get into basketball. Like you said, that's your sport. In all seriousness, you see the trade, the recent offseason, there was some signing trades. Miami made some moves. Hornets made some moves. Obviously, the Bulls made some moves. What's your thoughts on Lonzo Ball signing with the Chicago Bulls, leaving New Orleans Pelicans? We would like to know your thoughts here at Flight Sports TV.
Well, New Orleans is such a weird market for basketball, I definitely, from my takeaway from a lot of things that I've been hearing, Lonzo say, just interviews and stuff, it's like he didn't really feel appreciated there. And it's unfortunate because, apparently him and Zion had a good relationship. So you would assume that with them having, sort of a good dynamic, having a good relationship, that maybe he would want to stay in a situation, that a cohesive type situation there. But I mean, from what I'm hearing, he obviously didn't feel appreciated. He wanted to go to a place that he can maybe make his own way a little bit more, is what I got the feeling of. And then with him coming there and now he's being around, some more veteran players, I think that'll be like really good for him and his development. So I think from everything I was reading and listening to, he just had a really positive outlook on what's to come. And I'm sure their goal is to make a playoff run, obviously. So I would love to see it. Oh, wait, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
My bad. I was on mute. Pardon me. Well, speaking of the New Orleans Pelicans, obviously they lost Lonzo, but what do you think they added Devontae Graham? Are you familiar with Devontae Graham?
I'm not.
Okay. All right. Well, don't worry about it. Pretty much the Pelicans really didn't upgrade that position. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys, play out. And it's not crazy that you don't know Devontae Graham, because he did play for the Hornets, and the Hornets are just now becoming into the national spotlight due to LaMelo Ball. Speaking of LaMelo, what are some of your thoughts on LaMelo Ball's Rookie of the Year season? Were you able to monitor that?
Well, I mean, personally, I've always been just a fan of the Ball family. Like, I like everything about it. I like everything about the Ball family except for all of the criticism that they receive. So I was really pulling for, and I actually thought, and I've watched a lot of NBL games, and I actually thought that playing in Australia would kind of give LaMelo like a leg up when he came to the NBA. And so I kind of like expected him to grab that Rookie of the Year. Aside from the clout, I mean, I think he's an amazing player. So I just, to me, I was like, yeah, of course. Yes, LaMelo, that's who we want. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see his future. I think that's an awesome way to start, obviously, by being Rookie of the Year. But like I said, he's already, played in professional leagues. So it's like he kind of has somewhat of a leg up, I'd say.
What's some of your thoughts on Luka Doncic? Being from Dallas, before you get into Luka, are you a Mavericks fan or are you just a fan of Luka?
No, I am a Luka. I am a Luka fan. So I'm a Dwyane Wade fan, and I probably should have said this when
Wade is the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Top three. Anyway, so being a Heat fan, especially, I could never really just, put my lips to say that I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. I have great respect for Mark Cuban, except when he snitched on Shaq about stepping over the free throw line and got us in trouble in 2006. But other than that, I respect Mark Cuban a lot, but I could never say that I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan just knowing the beef, going up against Dallas, especially like 2011. Like, I can't bring myself to say that. I'm a really big Luka Doncic fan, and it actually kind of ties into some things I was saying about LaMelo, like just playing overseas, just that experience, I think makes you kind of like a different, like more dynamic player.
Right.
So I'm not a Mavericks fan though.
But what about Luka Doncic? Obviously, he's just having a spectacular career so far. I mean, we haven't seen nothing like this in a while. Is LeBron like? You understand? He's definitely in that elk of players. What's the atmosphere around the city of Dallas and the whole state of Texas with Luka Doncic, this craze and this mania? What is it like in Texas?
So, well, let me first say this. I don't live in Dallas, by the way. I'm a Houstonian, and there's kind of like this like beef between Houston and Dallas a lot of times. Like we don't really all the way fool with each other. But I saw, and I mean, of course, I'd already been watching games, but for my birthday, like 2 years ago, I went to the Mavericks game at Toyota Center in Houston, playing the Rockets. When we had James Harden and we had a, decent team over there.
You talking about the Chris Paul, when they had Chris Paul in them?
No. No. I don't, well, no. No, it was with Westbrook, when Westbrook was there. Okay. And the thing that struck me the most about Luka Doncic is like he creates his own pace. Like nothing is going to take him off his pace. And just to see a player that's that young and is so mature on the court and has that type of court vision. And I mean, yeah, like LeBron is his like idol. So of course he's probably patterned a lot of things just like Kobe with Jordan and like, but I think I never really seen a player where it's just like everything is at his pace. He creates the pace on the court. And I remember I had great seats to the game. And I was just like, this guy is different. And, whether aside from his talent, I do think with him having, played overseas and had some of that kind of like experience and like kind of built more grit, it's definitely fed into his game.
Yeah, I'm with you. So I want to date back to a couple of people who's been following me since day one may have known, like previously, like maybe about a year and a half ago, I was making Luka Doncic videos. I was kind of disgusted. This is prior to when he made the playoffs. I was disgusted how he was getting compared to the Jordans. One day it was Jordan, it was Larry, it was Michael. I mean, it was LeBron, it was Kobe. I mean, every day. It was something new. It was Oscar Robertson. I'm just so I was like, hold on, wait a second, man. I'm trying to figure out how he got compared to all these people, and you got the Damian Lillards of the world out there. You had Russell out there at the time doing similar stuff. He invented the triple-double, for crying out loud. So I was a little disgusted. So I was making videos, hate videos, not like I was trying to make my case, but he won me over. He went to the playoffs, and like I said, that's all I asked him to do. You can't compare a guy to all these legends, and he hasn't made the playoffs yet. He was getting compared way up there. I'm talking, way up the Hall of Fame style, which I believe he is to this day. He completely I'm a 180 on Luka right now. I'm a Luka Doncic fan. I love Luka Doncic. He's top 5 in the world, not in the NBA, the world. You understand? He give all of them the business. I'm telling you, is up to Mark Cuban. Before we get into Mark Cuban, at some point, even we love Luka, great player. He's got to do something in the playoffs. You have 2 first-round exits. I know it was against the Clippers, but it can't be another first-round loss again because this starts to become a pattern, and that's not going to be a good look on his resume.
I mean, I think it. And by the way, I'm gonna go check out these old videos that you have, and I'm gonna leave like goats on all of them just to like aggravate you.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spam you with goat emojis. But no, I mean, yeah, of course, he's still young. First of all, which goes to your point that people are crowning him before he's really like shown, and I think we kind of know why. I mean. Yeah, we kind of know why. Everybody wants that next, Yeah. So I won't go too much into that. But so something has got to give with the whole Luka Porzingis situation. I mean, obviously you're a Knicks fan. You're
absolutely.
Knicks right now.
I was born a Knicks fan. I didn't have a choice. Continues part
It's
of me.
probably been a hard life for you.
Man, it's been some heartbreak. It was some tears. It was some joy too.
Yeah.
I think I like what's going on right now. We got a bright future with the people sleeping on us, but we about to wake them up. We about to wake them up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would love to see y'all return to greatness. But I think something's got to give with that situation. Like, and I've heard some things about obviously their dynamic. I mean, a lot of stuff came out over the summer talking about Luka and how he's kind of like a difficult player. But people have also said that about LeBron. People said that about Kobe, Jordan, a lot of other players, Chris Paul. So, I mean, I kind of take those comments with a grain of salt. But obviously there is some kind of issue with him and Porzingis. And like, I know he's injury prone. I know Porzingis is injury prone, but like, I don't think his talent just disappeared overnight. So there's got to be something. And I'm surprised that like he didn't get moved, or I don't know what kind of moves they would have made with him and who they would have got instead. But like something's got to give. I mean, you got to have more pieces, because obviously that exit to the Clippers, I mean, yeah, that can't keep happening, especially when you have a player of, that magnitude on your team.
Right. I'm happy you brought up Mr. I nicknamed him Chris Snacks. You understand? Because like I said, Luka won me over. That was Luka. You understand? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's still big problems with Porzingis for me. Because I just don't. I really dislike Porzingis for a lot of reasons, just as a fellow New Yorker.
But did you like him once he started doing? I mean, of course, y'all booed him. I remember that, and then I was so happy when he did well, because anybody that I see like get booed, which New Yorkers, y'all probably boo everything.
Yeah, they just hostile.
But I mean, did you dislike him like that when he was with New York? Like what?
No, I loved him when he was with New York. I think Carmelo Anthony kind of was shaping him to be that, because Carmelo knew he was out the door. He was going to eventually get moved. He was grooming Porzingis to take that mantle in New York. Prior to Porzingis tearing the ACL, we was the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, Holly. 4th. You understand? He was an all-star. He tears his ACL. He's out the whole that season and then the next season. The Knicks was clearly tanking for Zion that season. He was acting up when we were losing all those games. It was clear what the Knicks was doing. So I don't know how he didn't understand what was going on. And then he just left and went out to Dallas. I didn't like that. I didn't understand what was the reason, because the Knicks was competitive with him on the floor. He was we were the 4th seed in the East. And you walk away from New York City, being the man, I mean, this is going to be, and then I don't know. The Knicks made the right call, I guess. We got Julius Randle, but Porzingis is a talented player, though. I'm not going to disrespect his talent. He's got to get healthy, but you're right on with the dynamic of those two guys.
I mean, and honestly, like it could be a Luka, like it's a chemistry issue. It could be a Luka issue, like. Maybe Porzingis does have those looks that he could, but Luka's like, nah, like you don't really exactly know what the dynamic is, but it doesn't look like it's good from my understanding. So I don't really know. I saw that they re-signed Hardaway. The Dallas did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Tim Hardaway, he's a good pick.
Yeah, and he was solid. And he was solid through the playoffs. I felt like, there's, they got a Brunson. I think he did pretty well. I don't know if he was as much in the playoffs, but, but they've got a lot of work to do. Like, I'm just surprised I don't know what the solution is right now for Luka.
Yeah, you're right on about that. What I would like to get into today, because how long have you been covering sports? Let the people know.
I'm not sure that could actually call it covering sports. I've been like a sports enthusiast. I mean, I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I remember you said that you actually live there.
Right.
So I'm an SEC kid. My mom went to University of Georgia. My dad went to not my dad. My uncle went to Auburn. They're of course rivals. My grandfather is actually part of he was part of the Atlanta Tip-Off Club, and he used to give out the Naismith Award. So he gave the Naismith Award to like Larry Bird, Ralph Sampson, and it was like one other player. Of course, being a little girl growing up, you kind of don't really fool with sports like that. And I was in Atlanta, so Braves games were on all the time. So like, of course, as a kid, I wasn't like super enthusiastic. And then when I got in high school, I kind of, really started getting into basketball. I was a huge AI fan, had his shoes, had posters, had his documentary.
AI, that was my guy growing up.
Yeah. So, but as far as like talking on social media really about sports, it's really just been within the past maybe 5 years, I guess. And then of course, you know that I have my show coming.
That's exactly what I was about to lead into. To get into that, that's what I wanted to talk about. You got that cooking up. Can you let the people know what's going on? If you could give us a glimpse, what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I poured my heart and soul into this, and basically it is a talk show style, like a late night talk show style show, but it's completely about sports. So for instance, I open with a monologue and I follow that up with a guest interview. Then we get into some games like word games, physical games. And then I end with my closing, and I'll have like a weekly wager of the week in which I'll let my viewers participate in some penalties if I happen to be wrong about my prediction of, a big game or whatever the coming week. So I have I have some interactive elements to interact with my viewers. And I also, when I do the interviews with guests, which I just filmed kind of like my first episode, my pilot episode, I'll kind of call it. I had on the Alvin Brooks III, who is an assistant coach at Baylor University, which of course won the national championship this year. And he was nice enough to come on my show, still working out some kinks and so forth. And I try to ask questions that are kind of more outside the box. And also I think in the age that we live in, especially with social media platforms, fans, myself included, are like especially critical of, athletes, coaches, different sports figures. And I really just want to give, people the opportunity to kind of see a different side of that and kind of humanize these sports figures. Because it's so easy to be like, oh, so-and-so, oh, he's trash. Porzingis, he's trash. Cowboys trash. But, if you really try to if you get to know them and kind of see a different side, I think that's something we're kind of lacking in sports right now.
Right. You're definitely right. I'm very excited for what I'm hearing with your show. You said it's a late night style. So what made you make that decision to make it almost like a prime time situation instead of a daytime feel? What was that? What went into that?
So I'm not like a huge fan of kind of like the ESPN show. Don't get me wrong. Of course I watch ESPN. Of course I watch, Fox Sports and different platforms, but I'm really becoming a big fan of other platforms being able to put out content. And, of course, with social media and just different people's podcasts and shows, there's so much of a range that you can do. And with my idea, I haven't really seen anything that's just what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's late night talk shows and stuff, but mine is just about sports. It's for sports fans. And it's kind of outside the box and it's fun. So you're gonna have some real human moments with people, some off guard moments with sports figures that you might not normally get on just a regular, when people go on these these different shows, you might not get to see that sort of fun side of them because they have to fit into a certain box that different networks have. Well, I don't really have that kind of restriction. So I can kind of, maneuver accordingly.
Yeah, that's definitely exciting to see. And you're in studio, right?
Yes, so I'm working out of a studio in like the west side of Houston, and they have different sets that I use, so I kind of move around a lot. And like I said, I have games, so I mean, I am set up to take virtual guests, but I would love to have in studio guests.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good look. So when can the people expect this? Is this going to be in the fall? Is it going to be another year? When can we expect it?
I mean, I'm praying that I'm able to do something this fall. Like I said, I'm kind of just working out kinks with just formatting and different things like that, and funding, and so I would like for it to start this fall. So that is my goal, and it will be a weekly show, because I will be talking about time relevant information, because like I said, I do a monologue at the beginning of the show, which is going to touch on like the previous week's sports events, and then even of course questions for my guests, if they're whatever they're doing at the time. I want to be able to talk about that in a time sensitive manner.
So you spoke on funding, and also, are you interested in the advertisement? If anybody's interested in advertising.
So yeah, me and my producer we're definitely going to be looking at some advertising spots, kind of like shows typically. Well, like internet, I guess, based shows are going to have a beginning spot, maybe a mid spot, even some product placement. Definitely, probably very open to product placement. Starting out, maybe a mid show, we are creating time for like a commercial in between, and then something at the end. So I am definitely open to that. Me and my
how can people get in contact with you if they're interested and for business?
So my Instagram page is The Holly Heat, TheHollyHeat. And I have an email link there, which goes to my media company, Dyed in the Wool Media. And you can send all inquiries for anything pertaining to the show to that email.
I'm dropping the link right now as we speak. So people.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Make sure the link was just dropped for you to hit the email to get in contact, so you guys could do business for advertisement purposes, and funding and things like that. We're trying to get this off the ground. This is a great situation going on for Holly Heat. This is going to be important for sports, and we have to support this. It's Flight Sports TV.
Thank you.
No problem. Listen, this is a promotional situation. I'm telling you, the doors is open here at Flight Sports TV. I'm getting people popping. That's what I'm trying to do. Listen. They done got the wrong person in the door, because I'm not bring everybody in the door. You understand? That's the problem. You
got to.
They don't want to see me in position, because I'm gonna bring a whole lot of people with me. They know, that's why.
You had my friend Cliff on.
Oh yeah, Cliff. Yeah, that's my brother, like almost like a brother now, man. My YouTube brother, man. He's my partner. He helps me out. When I got a question, these guys help me, because they was before me, so they kind of navigate me, through. I got questions. Hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? This channel's been exploding, thanks to the people. Speaking of my man,
that's what I was told. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I know. I better. What, give me a glimpse of what he said. He said, "Yo, Flights." What he said?
Yeah, he said that you got some like real like dedicated followers and a fun show. And he was like, I think it would be a good look, and I was like, I'm in. Put me in, coach. I'm in.
Well, what's your relationship with hoop jargon? That's what we pretty much know about.
You know what? I have a tumultuous relationship with hoop jargon, because, okay, so in this group, which it has, I think, thousands of members, right? But there's like a small cluster of people that interact with each other like on a daily basis. And one thing I'll say, while it was rough for a while because there's meme battles and just like a woman going in there with all these guys asserting opinions, they are brutal. But one thing I can say for sure is it has definitely like thickened my skin, because when you're going in and you see these memes about you, or you make a comment and now there's a sub thread of 100 things telling you why you're dumb. you learn to like get a thicker skin. So one thing I could definitely say, other than the connections I made, I have made some really awesome connections, and I'm still friends with several people from the group, including Cliff. But it I went through the trenches in there.
Yeah, almost like a battleground, huh? Is it still active?
Like I said, I'm not really active in any groups at all in Facebook because, I maybe scroll a little bit and post some statuses, post, content there. But I don't really do a lot. And like I said, right now I'm in Facebook jail, so I'm not doing anything.
Okay. You said you're in Facebook jail?
I'm in Facebook jail. I have to do a 30-day bid in Facebook jail. It's like really.
What?
I know.
What happened?
I don't even want to say what I said because I feel like I'm in the lion's den right now. But somebody provoked me, and so it was like a joke, but I got flagged. Anyway, it was a comment pertaining to men possibly being compared to a certain animal, and I got flagged. Somebody flagged me, and now I'm in Facebook jail for 30 days.
Right. Well, that seems to be unfortunate. They didn't get you up out of that. It must have been something. It must have been some misconfusion.
I might be a repeat offender. I mean. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Like that. No, I'm messing with you. It's cool. But nonetheless, man, what's up with my man D Wade up in Utah? Have you been monitoring that situation with the ownership with Dwyane Wade in Utah?
So, I mean, other than knowing that he is a partial owner at Utah, I don't know really.
But yeah, me neither.
Yeah, no, and I was surprised that he decided to go with Utah because I know that he had opportunities to have some ownership in Miami. Those opportunities were there for him, but from my understanding, it was, I think when it comes to ownership, no matter where your heart is, because obviously his heart is in Miami, but no matter where your heart is, business is different. So I think he took advantage of the best business situation for him. Even though, of course he'll still always, he's Wade County for God's sake. So.
Right. It's definitely Wade County. He's definitely got to come back to Miami. That was unfortunate. I think it's just a Donovan Mitchell move that's going on with him, but it's all good. As I understand.
I know a little something. It had more to do with business than Donovan Mitchell. Now, I do think that, he has a special relationship with Donovan Mitchell. And of course, there are some similarities with their game. But I think it had more to do with maybe the business aspect of it as well.
Right. I'm with you. Hopefully it works out for those guys up in Utah. Yes, it was a lot of injuries this season in the regular season. Yeah. Did you notice that Brooklyn, we didn't really get that matchup with Brooklyn and the Lakers? What was your thoughts on some of these injuries? We were kind of robbed of a lot, players.
Listen, so with D Wade having retired, I've kind of like been in limbo with where my fanhood resides, and sort of been in this little like lull, wondering what do I do now? But I was super, and I mean, of course I follow Luka. We've already established that, but I wanted to see that finals. I wanted to see Lakers Nets. I wanted to see LeBron versus KD and everybody at full strength, which I know is just like a lot to ask for. But I was excited for the first time in like a little while that this might get to be what we want to see, because that's what we want to see. And to see all the injuries and everything was just really tragic to me. But one thing I can say is that I am not in a former life, like, maybe like 6 months ago or so, I may or may not have been like a big KD kind of hater. I don't take anything away from his talent, but I'm just, KD's not my guy. But I gained a tremendous amount of respect for him seeing what he did in Brooklyn. Like without really the help of, well, obviously not Kyrie, but then James kind of coming back and not really, being James. And I was really impressed with him and how he kind of persevered. And they could have really, it was close there with the Bucks. So that's one thing that I can say that I, took away from this season. I wasn't overly excited about the finals and, everything like that. But hopefully this year, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Speaking of this year, the Lakers just made some acquisitions. You see Westbrook. They got Melo, which I love. I'm rocking my lucky sevens.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a Melo fan forever. You understand? So, what's your thoughts of that matchup? Who wins? Because I think in a perfect world, you getting Lakers Nets this year. There's no way around it.
But you said in a perfect world, and it's not a perfect world. We have so many injury prone. Listen, like as much as I like Anthony Davis, like Jesus, there's that. I mean, but even look at all these older players, and old is relative. It's old in basketball, but these players on both sides, Nets and Lakers, have older players. So, to see that in a perfect world, it would really have to be like a perfect world for us to see that. But I'm really hoping for it. And who do I think comes out on top? I'm really not sure how as much as I like Westbrook and respect him, there's never really been like a clear answer of where Westbrook fits. It's always just been one of those, like he's just one of those one-offs, and as talented as he is, but I just don't know if it's gonna work. LeBron James is really, really smart. Like I feel like, he's a player, he's a coach, he's the GM, he's all of that, right? So I don't necessarily question his judgment, but I'm interested to see how it ends up working out. And then I also, like, going back to what I said about KD and how like impressed that I was in him, given the circumstances. I'm never going to count out Kevin Durant. Easy money sniper is money. Like I just don't see. So if I had to choose in a perfect situation with everybody healthy, then I'm going to go with the Nets.
Right. That's definitely good. I was watching your interview with Hoop Jargon, and you had stated how in the middle of COVID you were able to still go to events. Were there people there at the time? Were there even limited seating at the time when you were able to get tickets? Or access. I think I was listening. I watched the interview today, and you said that I think you got Texans tickets in the middle of COVID.
Oh,
you had access, or
Houston, we're a big old red state, so things were moderately open, and I did go to. I want to say I went to like 2 Texans games, but it definitely wasn't the same. Like, not walking around in the crowd and it just being like it's usually just packed. But it wasn't the same. Like it was actually disheartening. The only good thing I can say when I went to the last Texans game I went to, and by this time we were already like, we were bad. Was that I saw Simone Biles there because her boyfriend plays for the Texans. So I was like, oh, Simone Biles, she's right there. But it's just not the same atmosphere. And now we're pretty much back to normal because our governor, he doesn't really care about anything. And so, so we'll probably be, full capacity in these next. Well, I guess the NBA, they may have their own rules, probably masks and stuff like that, but it's not the same. It's not. I went to Rockets games and stuff too, but yeah.
Yeah, it must not have been all that interesting. We finally got some guys coming in for questions.
Okay.
We're bringing our first caller. His name is DZ. DZ, what's going on, DZ?
What's good, Flight?
What's up?
What's good, Holly?
Hi.
Yeah, what's good? So I think just one question though, like who was your favorite team? Houston Rockets or Dallas, Texas? I mean Dallas Mavericks.
If I had to choose between the two,
Yeah.
God, I could never. Jeez, it's like my love for Luka versus my kind of like hometown, and I really don't like Dallas. So I have to go with the Rockets, or else like I might not be able to go back home.
Right. Well, like, and for like NBA wise, like for the championship this coming year, who do you see like winning like the champion NBA championship?
You know, I really hate to make like predictions super early because you can have all the talent in the world and it's not going to mean anything if halfway through the season half your roster is dealing with injuries. So I can't even say who I think it might be, but healthy, then I'm going to go with the Nets because it would have been the Nets this year if they had been healthy.
Okay. Like with all the injuries that happened though the last year, we saw that the ascend like the pretty much the Milwaukee Bucks winning. Do you think that it may be like the same situation this year with I mean the NBA right now is very competitive. So do you see like a situation like this coming out? Or do you think that, players are going to be more healthy and all that, especially with the pandemic happening last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think there will be less issues with COVID protocols for sure. But I think it will come down to health as a team. And granted, Phoenix didn't really have many health issues. I mean, and they still lost. So obviously, the Bucks were the better team. But it really is going to be like the healthiest team wins. But at least they won't have to deal with so much COVID stuff now with the vaccine. If players even take it, I don't think the NBA has imposed that it's mandatory.
No.
But I think it, or maybe one of y'all can answer that. But I don't think they'll have to deal with much COVID as they did before.
Yeah. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, DZ. We got another caller. His name is the Pope, coming from Los Angeles, California. My bro, he on the come up too. Pope, what's going on, man? We got Holly Heaton here for the first time ever. History in the making. This Flight Sports TV. I told the people what I was gonna bring to the table tonight. Y'all thought I was playing, but we not playing. The Pope was good.
I see how.
I can't hear you, Pope.
I see you bringing the heat, and I'm digging it.
Hey, all right.
Can you hear me now? So that's good. It's good to hear a woman talk sports, especially on Flight Sports TV, because we got a lot of testosterone around here. We be going at each other, you feel me, on Flight about these sports. So yeah, my first question to you: did you used to hoop and back in the day or whatnot?
Absolutely not. I played tennis. And I was pretty good. No, but my mom's side of the family is from Indiana, which of course is a basketball state. And like I said, my grandfather actually used to give out the Naismith Award. So my mom tells a story that my grandfather used to always find a basketball game on no matter what time of year. And this is back when, there was barely cable and stuff. So it's in my blood.
Okay, right on. Okay, and now the next question, because this is a hot topic for us on Flight Sports TV since the GQ interview came out with LaMelo Ball saying he's better than Lonzo Ball. Who do you got if you had to choose out of Lonzo or LaMelo? Who you taking?
I mean, I think that LaMelo is probably the more talented, Ball brother. But I mean, Lonzo has been, in the league. He's got a little, skin in the game so far. I mean, he's been in the league longer than LaMelo. But I mean, I do think, LaMelo is more of the star. Not to take off what their dad said, but yeah,
Right.
he's Lonzo,
Lonzo is star in his own right, but LaMelo is more of a star. So I get what you're saying, definitely.
Yeah, they're two different because like I listen to, interviews with them. I mean, and it could be sort of like an age thing, but I also think it's just a personality thing. Lonzo is just a more like low key kind of guy. And
Right.
and I really like that about him actually. So
Right. But you're at your point guard. See, my thing is too, and that's cool. Like for off the court, and you handling business, or you a settled type of person, But on that court, you need to be loud and proud as a point guard. You got to have a different mystique about yourself. Like for instance, like Tom Brady. Not to go too far off, but Tom Brady, he seemed like a whole total different guy off the field. But on that field, he's another animal. You might see him cussing some guys out, getting them in line. You know what I'm saying? I need to see Lonzo cussing some guys out this season. Getting guys in line.
yeah, I don't know. And especially because he's in Chicago now and he's around like some more veteran type players. I don't know if he would take that role. I don't know if I see that for him.
No, me neither. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yes, that's the problem. Because you went, like I say, he the general, he the quarterback, and you the coach on the floor. So when guys not in position, you have to sometimes say, man, get your ass over there. Like I seen LeBron bark at people, Kobe bark at people, they teammates. Those type of guys that loves to get it done, and you might have to do things that's uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To
but
get guys riled up.
Yeah, that's going to be a stretch for him, though, I think.
Yeah, but see, not LaMelo.
No, not in LaMelo at all. I think he's got that covered.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
We got another guy here. We got another guy. His name is Verge. He goes by the name of Uncle Vern. He's one of the characters that's around here. What's going on, Vern? Let me see if he's even here. Uncle Vern, you there?
Hey, Holly, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Look here. Welcome to the show. Hey, Holly, just like the Pope was saying, you know what I'm saying? We always respect a new view, especially when it's coming from the opposite sex, especially when it's coming about sports. And I've been watching you. I've been watching your personality for a couple of years now, and I like the way that you got that inside look on the game. You know, as far as sports go, as far as professional sports teams go, and that insight you got, I respect that, and I respect your opinion. Okay, and I'm gonna go right here with that because Pope didn't go there, but I want to go there because you say you respect and you like our guy, my guy, Lonzo. But I'm gonna see, do you really respect his opinion about going out there to the Bulls? You know, considering and knowing the inside looks of what was going on with Charlotte, and he had a chance to go out there and play with his brothers, and make that dream that they talked about to be possible instead of going out. I'm gonna stop. Instead of going out there and following that bag and this management team, and then go to a team like you just said, he's not the vet. He's not responsible for what takes place out there. He could have been a vet and a professional and went out to Charlotte and been responsible if that's what he was looking for. So evidently he didn't want to go out there because he couldn't handle the responsibility. I think that's being soft. I think Melo ain't nothing like that. What do you think?
I mean, no, like I said, I think they have two completely different personalities. But I also felt like, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know much about Lonzo possibly going out to Charlotte. And I know that the Bulls
did. We knew about it.
Go ahead.
We knew about it.
I'm sorry, Holly. We got another caller in. He goes by the name of Juju. Juju, what's going on?
Man, what's good, Holly? How you doing?
I'm well, Juju. How are
Hey,
you?
hey, I'm doing well. I ain't gonna lie, your skin glowing on that camera. What kind of you got an iPhone or something? Like, dang, your skin glowing right now. But anyway, hey, look though. Hey, so who your favorite team is?
So
Can y'all hear
I'm
me?
a
Hello,
player
hello.
fan. I can't say Dallas. I'm a Luka Doncic fan.
Oh, you're a Luka Doncic fan?
You're
Hey,
trying to
what
put
y'all?
me on the spot. I'm in limbo with my
No,
teams right.
I'm actually trying to help you because Flight be talking shit about Luka Doncic saying he ain't this and that. The reason,
Oh, that's
look,
what I
I say.
heard.
But
Let
that's
me tell
old
you this,
school.
Holly. Let me tell you this. The only reason the Mavericks and Luka Doncic hasn't had playoff success, like what Flight was saying earlier, the main reason is because Luka Doncic doesn't have any players around him. I mean, he's passing the ball to Tim Hardaway Jr., Kristaps Porzingis, who has like I don't even think Kristaps Porzingis had both his ACLs in his knees. That's how many injuries he's had. So like Luka doesn't have any help, bro. If he had help,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he would have been in the Western Conference Finals or anything, something crazy. So don't be feeling sad because Flight and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll put Flight up. Hey, Flight, don't be talking to her like that, dog. Don't let me get crazy up here now. You hear me?
Listen,
Hey, look,
I haven't seen these videos yet, but best believe I'm going to be on YouTube looking at all this and leaving comments on all of them.
facts.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? Hey, wait, let me ask you one more question though, because this it is what Pope was talking about earlier. It's been a big discussion the last 2 or 3 days. Who you got? If you have a team and you're drafting between LaMelo and Lonzo, who are you going with? And even who's the better player in your opinion? Hey, don't be trying to milly rock around the question and stuff. Tell us how you actually feel. Don't be trying to go around the question now.
First of all, I don't know how to millie rock, so that won't be an issue. But but I mean, I think it would be hard to pass up a talent like LaMelo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not. I don't think that's even like a question.
Right.
I think he's a special talent. Like I said, now I already feel strongly about the way that he was kind of brought up in the game, and I think, you know, despite what a lot of people say and a lot of people's opinions, I think that going an untraditional route has built him more for this. Like, I mean, you know, Lonzo, yeah, he went to college, and I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's great players, obviously, that come out of college, but guess what? There's a lot of great players that came straight out of high school. So for him to go overseas, and like I said, he played in the NBL. That ain't no punk ass league. Like that's a real league. So
exactly.
I mean, I think he's more built for this, to be honest with you. And I mean, his talent, you can't deny his talent. So yeah, I'm gonna take LaMelo.
Facts. And then this is the other thing. Let me ask you one more question. This is the other thing that we were arguing about. Who do you think? Obviously, we know who had more pressure between somebody like Lonzo and LaMelo. Obviously, Lonzo had more pressure because he came in the league with like LeBron's top height. But would you say LaMelo didn't have a target on his back coming into the league in terms of like pressure and people trying to come at him and the media, all of it?
So I think for a while, I think a long time, all the balls in general had targets on their backs, just because, you know, their father's been so outspoken. And I'm a great supporter because look, you've look at how successful like your kids are. I mean,
right.
So I think that created a target on all their backs.
Right.
But with LaMelo, I think with sort of his kind of popularity, like especially social media and stuff like that, like I think he was kind of more accepted, but only recently. Because I mean, I think people have gotten used to this idea of LaMelo coming in and expecting him to be a great player. So I don't think the pressure is, or the hate, or the naysayers are as bad as they were like a few years ago, especially when their dad was being super outspoken, you know.
Right. You know, because I mean, people were saying LaMelo wasn't going to get drafted at a point.
All right, I'm sorry. We got another call in by the name of Ray. Ray, what's going on? We got Holly Heat in the building for the first time ever.
All right.
Pay homage.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna say it the right way. Welcome to New Media, man. You know, shout out to you for being on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Being here to give us your viewpoints and your opinions and how you see it. And I do thank you that I definitely will be try to support you. Probably, you know, go on Instagram, probably talk about sports as well with you. So I do appreciate it though. I do like your viewpoints on between the Lonzo versus LaMelo. You said that you feel like Lonzo was the better player, but at the same time, you can't deny the fact that LaMelo is that talent, and then that's most definitely he comes in with that pizzazz, and it just I don't know, he gets that people just rock, you know what I'm saying? So I can understand that. Uncle Vern, please, I don't know why you coming here with that bullshit. You just mad that fucking he didn't Bulls and Lonzo didn't get the.
Come on, Ray, with all of this, man. We conducting a good interview, man. Come on, man.
I got you, my bad.
Even Juju.
Right. Even I came in here immature, bro. Nah, come on.
I know.
Come on, man. We
I had to get that shit
gotta
out.
know the vibes.
My bad.
Uncle Verge is entitled to his opinion.
Oh,
I got you. I'm done. My bad. I just had to throw it out. My bad. I do want to say though. I said this to one at the Drew League. We actually talked to one of the beautiful ladies that's a photographer for the Drew League, and you are another female that is talking about sports and that is around that male dominant persona, So how do you feel? Like I want your personal opinion on how does it feel to be around that atmosphere of guys that, and they always put that narrative that that men rule like they run the sports, right? And what's your viewpoints on like you trying to like go out there and voice your opinion and all those things as well?
So at the end of the day, it's rough. And like I said, even in the sports group that I was in with Cliff Franks, that Fly had on his show, I guess last week maybe or before. I mean, it's but most of the sports that we're talking about are male sports. So that's just a fact. That's not really going to change. Of course, there's women's sports, but the bottom line is they're not really as popular as the male sports. So as far as a woman coming in, I'm not really trying to like yeah, we're kind of breaking the glass ceiling, but I'm not trying to like break the glass ceiling and put up flower wallpaper or anything like that. I'm just coming in to kind of, supplement things that are already there, to maybe give a different perspective, a different, view, or, what have you. I'm not really trying to like come in and change the landscape of everything. So I'm kind of accepting of the fact that it is male dominated. Of course, I don't want to hear, get the comments, oh, she's a woman. Why is she even talking about that? Go put on a dress, go cook in the kitchen, which I can do that too. But I mean, it's honestly not a big deal to me because I've been talking about sports and I've been a sports lover and I'm going to continue to be that. So I won't let anybody's comments or their male dominated, opinions and so forth affect how I do me.
Right.
That's great. Speaking of women, in the male dominated industry, what's your thoughts on Becky Hammond? Have you been monitoring that situation with possibly her or even Teresa Witherspoon being the first female women's coach in the NBA? Have you ever looked into that?
I did see a headline that comes up. I mean, the only notifications I have on my phone are for sports apps. So I did see a little bit about it. And honestly, having never played, a team sport, because I played tennis, I don't know. I think that a woman can do a job as good as a man can. So I'm definitely here for, like I said, breaking the glass ceiling. But as to speak on her particular skill set, as a coach, I can't really speak on that, per se. But I love to see, women referees coming in, women coaches. I love to see it, and I'm definitely supportive of it, and women in general.
Right. Me too. Like I said, I want to see it. I think it will be important. So like I said, we're not going to hold you up too long tonight. But before we get out of here, what can people expect from you, what's the future for Holly Heat? Give it to us, man. Where you see yourself in the next year or two?
So, like I said, I want my show to be out this fall, The Hot Seat with Holly Heat, which again is a late night style talk show where I'll have on sports related guests and, obviously the host, Holly Heat.
Oh, yeah,
and I want it to be a fun experience for fans to get to know, sports figures in a kind of like an outside the box perspective. So I'm definitely going to get that going, and that's going to be my primary focus for the next year or two, or whatever opportunity presents itself. And you can find me on Instagram at the Holly Heat, TheHollyHeat. I thought you were going to put it down there somewhere.
No, I'll put it down there. I put it down a few times, but we've been bombarded by so many comments, it probably got lost in the shuffle. I'll drop it one more time before we leave. Because I dropped it several times before. I'm pretty sure they clicked on
no worries.
No, trust me, they heading over there. It's Flight Sports TV. You just told them to have your Instagram.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna wait?
No.
Yeah. Nah. As soon as this is over, they're gonna go and go head over to your following should go way up. And this video gonna do Lord knows what on the playback. But what I want to tell you is, as I'm dropping this, is we at Flight Sports TV, myself and everybody, we very supportive of you. We wish you nothing but the best. I hope that, and I believe, I don't hope anything. I believe that the Holly Heat, is it the Holly Heat experience? If I'm not mistaken, what is it called?
The hot seat with Holly Heat.
Pardon me. I believe the hot seat with Holly Heat. I believe that thing is gonna go crazy because I seen the panel. I believe you're in studio with the panel. I don't want to give too much, but it's looking crazy. I mean, I'm telling you. It's looking like something's been developed. This don't look like it happened in one night. You've been cooking on this for a minute, and I'm excited that when you bring this to the people. And at Flight Sports TV, we here to promote anything that you want to do, anything you got coming up. You could definitely come here and let the people know. We got a great audience. I just dropped the link right there. And also, like I said, we're gonna get out of here. Any shout outs before we leave?
Definitely my studio, Up Close Studio, which is in Houston, Texas. They've been nothing but helpful and supportive, and they're gonna get my show right. So yeah. So it's my main shout out. And of course, shout out to Cliff for putting me in touch with you, Hoop Jargon.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Hoop Jargon. This would have never been possible without you. Yeah. We love you, man. So before we get out of here, give us one of those drops. This is Holly Heat, on Flight Sports TV. It's only right. It's just history in the making. The first woman ever. I don't think we understand the magnitude. We don't understand.
Well, this is Holly Heat of The Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
Yep, and we getting out of here. Appreciate you, Holly.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports.